Chapter 4 describes briefly how CDS can be traded to take directional views on a reference entity's credit. Again, we leave the accurate pricing and the more complex trading strategies for our module on pricing default swaps. The most basic strategy for trading CDS is to sell protection if bullish about a company's prospects and to buy protection if bearish. The table you see here is intended to ensure we both use the same language consistently, as there is much room for misunderstandings. Thus, if I am bullish about a credit's prospects, I would purchase its bonds. I would expect its credit rating and creditworthiness to increase or improve. I would expect the credit spread over the risk-free rate of these bonds to decline. I would expect its CDS spread also to decline. I would expect the price of its bonds to increase. I could sell protection in the CDS market, and we would generally say that I would go long the CDS. This last one, of course, being simply a convention. We could have chosen the opposite convention in the market, but we did not. Conversely, if I am bearish about the credit's prospects, I could sell short its bonds. I would expect its credit rating and creditworthiness to decline or deteriorate. I would expect the credit spread over the risk-free rate of these bonds to increase. I would expect its CDS spread to increase. I would expect the price of its bonds to decline. I could buy protection in the CDS market, and if I did so, I would be said to have gone short the CDS. So let's assume I expect the CDS spread for Italy to rise from 150 to 250 basis points for the 5-year tenor, and that my trade size will be $100 million. So I buy protection at 150, wait, and then sell protection at 250. If the contract still has almost 5 years to go, the diagram you see confirms that I appear to have locked in an annual gain of 100 basis points for the next 5 years. So my net gain should be essentially the present value of $1 million, which is the annualized gain I have locked in. This is almost correct, but needs the following additions and adjustments. First of all, the exact frequency of payments has to be correctly reflected. So really, instead of an annual $1 million gain, what I really have are 4 quarterly gains per annum of $250,000, each of which will need to be discounted at a separate appropriate discount rate for that maturity. Second, just as with an interest rate swap, I would not, in fact, necessarily need to enter into the second CDS. I could simply ask my counterparty to terminate the first CDS, which he will generally do while recognizing my mark-to-market gain and accepting his obligation to pay me that gain upon termination in return for letting him off the hook on a position that had become underwater from his perspective. And third, perhaps most importantly, the discount rate to apply to the annuity to calculate its PV should not be the simple swap rate or some other similar quasi-risk-free discounting rate, because the annuity of 100 basis points I appear to have locked in is not guaranteed to continue until the final date of the CDS, since it would terminate if the reference entity experiences a credit event. Since, therefore, for each future payment in this annuity there is some risk that the contract will not last enough for me to collect it, I generally adjust the size of each payment or the discount rate I apply to it by some measure that reflects the risk that the reference entity will not survive long enough without a credit event for me to collect that cash flow. This will be demonstrated in detail in the pricing default swap course. We point out finally, before proceeding to the quiz, that a whole number of trading strategies exist that involve CDS, including the following: trading CDS with different maturities on the same reference entity, usually on a long-short basis; trading CDS on two separate reference entities that are, in the trader's opinion, mispriced relative to one another, again on a long-short basis usually; and finally, trading CDS on the same reference entity but which include different definitions of credit event, or that allow for delivery of different instruments following a credit event. This is a good place to conclude this chapter and move on to the quiz.